Your soul is mine.
Getting to and maintaining a healthy body weight is one of the most difficult things to do. And yet many people that struggle do actually know the answers. Move more, eat at the right times. And yet despite this, temptation is everywhere, and it's often one of the most difficult things to resist. We know how you feel. It's not that people don't know how to lose the weight or even how to keep that weight off. It's more about resisting that temptation when we're feeling at our lowest.
Now, I'm no expert. I'm just a guy on the internet, but it seems to me that in order to not be tempted, you could start by not stocking your refrigerator with sweets and cakes and things that will destroy your diet, right?
Study after study has shown that the fasting diet is actually very effective, but it's notoriously difficult for some people to stick to. Now, the Fito system comprises of an app paired with a device worn discreetly around the neck, and it's there to help you resist that temptation when you're dieting.
Longtime viewers of this channel are going to be ecstatic to see that this will pair with your smartphone, that all-seeing, all-knowing, and all-powerful item that absolutely nothing in crowdfunding could ever work without.
The app supports you by allowing you to plan your eating times in advance, so you only need one burst of willpower in order to stay on track. The neck-worn device emits a vibration and detects if you eat contrary to your eating plan.
Okay, so just to make sure that we all understand this is a device and an app that makes sure that you who have no willpower whatsoever will know when you are screwing up on your diet.
It's simple. You set the times when you allow yourself to eat, and we do the rest.
Okay, so you set the time when you're allowed to eat, and the device is supposed to do the rest along with that magic app. What does it do? Slap the food out of your hand before you can eat it?
Don't worry, staying hydrated does not activate the vibrations. With its sleek good looks and second skin comfort, it can go wherever you go and do whatever you do. It's fully waterproof and very discreet.
Know what else is waterproof and totally discreet? Well, certain toys bought in adult novelty shops.
Fito is easy to set up and go. It'll help you track your steps, give you an indication of how many calories you've burned, and it provides you with daily motivation. The app also gives you diet guidance and suggests diet plans you can pick. For example, a fasting diet or simply a diet which stops you from snacking between meals. Fito also comes with a unique and optional locking system which helps you to commit to your diet plan, especially for those of us who struggle with willpower.
Ah, so it must act like a shock collar does on a dog when it's doing something you don't want it to do.
Fito can help you lock away some of those temptations. So if you've been seriously trying to lose weight but you can't stop reaching for the cookie jar, then Fito can be the thing to stop you cheating with your eating.
Now I wonder why she's not wearing one of those shock collars. But I digress. Yes, Fito is the world's first smartest weight loss product. Now you may notice that in a lot of these Indiegogo campaigns now, it's always going to be the world's first, largest, smallest, biggest, tallest, whatever, because, well, you're not going to see that as much on Kickstarter because of a recent rule change there to stop that kind of terminology. But again, I digress. This is in the very popular weight loss category for people who really think that they can lose weight. They want to go to a minimal amount of effort, but they want it to be at least somewhat real effort, right? Campaigners will do anything that's necessary in order to be able to convince these folks that instead of an emotional decision or a lazy person's decision, they're making the right one by telling them things like, it aids weight loss, it boosts willpower, you've given yourself over to your smartphone for that, it's supported by science, always a good buzzword, and you see that an awful lot. Of course, it's iOS and Android compatible. What more could you want? And of course, it is comfortable, adjustable, and waterproof. Now, I'm not going to take you through every aspect of this campaign. And yes, I can already hear the choruses of thank you as they waft through the internet. But as you can see from the images that I've got right here from that campaign, they've got a lot of very pretty graphics and a lot of things that, as usual in this kind of campaign, just reiterate again and again and again the same points. Now, I've been referring to this thing as a shock collar. Really, it isn't. It is something that is supposed to vibrate. I would hate to think that it was a shock collar, or that shock collars are even around for people. I don't even like them for animals. But suffice it to say that if this thing gets funded, I've got a very special place reserved for it in crowdfunding hell. By the way, I think I may have found the inspiration for the Fito. Take a look.
Each one of these collars is electronically linked. If they're ever separated by more than 100 yards,
Well, that's one way to stay on a diet, I suppose. So what exactly is this thing? Maybe the pitch video will show us. Well, you can apparently put it over your ear, and suddenly you have to either run or ride a bicycle, and you do it on a sidewalk. I hope you don't get a ticket. But if you can't do it on the sidewalk, you're going to ride a bicycle in what looks like a gym, okay? And you're going to walk around and stick your finger in your ear and have conversations with yourself also in that gym, even though it doesn't tell us what you're saying. And oh yeah, you could start swimming with it, I guess, and look pensively stupid. Well, this must be the thing, but it looks like a golf club. You're going to stick a golf club over your ears. Oh God, no. There was a phone app. I push buttons. Yeah, but what is it? The pitch video never says. Maybe, there you go. You're supposed to take out your aggressions on it? I don't know. Here we go. It's on Indiegogo, and it has this rather suggestive name, if your mind is trapped in the gutter like mine, called Waterbone. It's an IPX8 waterproof bone conduction earbuds. Wireless, open ear sport headphones for safety, comfort, and hi-fi sound. And it's IPX8 waterproof. Apparently that's a standard that's been set up for waterproofing. And it has 8 GB of memory. Well, it's interesting. And I noticed that they rather cleverly set a very low flexible goal of $1,000, which means that now that they've gotten close to $5,000, they are well on their way to being supposedly successful. Isn't that nice? Well, the early bird pricing at $35 certainly isn't that much of a hardship, but what does it say here about meeting Waterbone? A waterproof wireless headset with a built-in MP3, and it stores up to 8 GB, that uses a bone conduction technology so you can listen to music while also being aware of the outside world. Because our patented design headphones meet a superior IPX waterproofing standard, which means it can continuously remain submerged underwater up to 5 meters for up to 8 hours. Let's break that down a little bit, starting with the idea of being aware of the outside world. The only thing that makes sense to me concerning that would be if they, if you had something like a regular earphone stuck in your ear and they're claiming that it blocks out all sound. I don't know about you, but I've never had that problem, but apparently other people just might. And they talk about their patented designed headphones. I'm willing to bet you if we get further into this campaign, we still will have no idea what the patent is or what that patent number is so that we could look it up ourselves to find out why it meets this superior IPX8 standard for waterproofing, which brings me to the third thing that I look at that gives me pause. It can continually remain submerged underwater up to 5 meters. Now, for those of you that live in the age of steam, 5 meters translates into roughly 15 feet underwater. Now, that might be good for a snorkeler, a breath hold swimmer, that type of thing. But let me ask you a simple question. Why do you need to go underwater and be able to, I guess, listen to this thing for any length of time? Isn't being underwater supposed to be about, peace, silence, and serenity? I don't know. You guys can tell me in the comments whether I'm full of beans now. Now, in case you miss anything that they want to make sure you know about because they really want you to buy into this product, they put it in this little graphic right here. But rather than go through everything just bit by bit, let me hit 2 highlights for myself that I want to think that you might like to know about too. They're very proud of the fact that they're making this thing out of a titanium frame. And again, the IPX8 waterproofing. Let's take a little closer look at that, shall we? Now, they make an awful lot about being waterproof to that IPX8 standard. And as you can see right here, they mention it again. Like most campaigns, the things that they want you to know about, they will tell you several times. Another thing that shows up several times in the campaign in their print and throughout the descriptions of various things, they make much of their patented design headphones meeting that superior IPX8 waterproofing standard, remaining continuously submerged underwater for up to 5 meters for, and here it says up to 5 hours. If you remember the previous statement that they have in this same campaign, I believe it said up to 8 hours. Setting that to one side, ask yourself a very simple question. Can you hold your breath going down to about 15 feet underwater for 1 hour or maybe 1 minute? Not necessarily something that I think would be a big selling point. And there's another thing that really bugs me when you think about it, and let me show it to you right here. Take a look at this particular diagram that they themselves provide in the campaign. Notice the USB port where they use this to recharge the unit, and apparently also you can upload all that music they're talking about through there as well. Now, unless there's some kind of cover on there that is better than anything that I'm aware of, because I've had a cell phone that had a cover to keep water out, and I know how deep I could go theoretically with that cell phone. How in the world is it going to keep water 100% out for up to 5 meters, or that again, roughly 15 feet if you still live in the age of steam? I would also like to point out at various points throughout this campaign the incredible professionalism that they show by making sure that every little aspect is covered so that they look like the true professionals that they really are. Now, earlier I had also mentioned I wanted to look at their claim concerning titanium that they were using, and it's because of this first sentence. Titanium is a rarer and stronger metal than steel. Now, yes, titanium is stronger than steel, but I would question the rarer part simply because it's far too easy to go online and find wedding bands, other types of rings, of course, watches, aircraft, in fact, a whole host of things made out of titanium with just as much made out of steel. So basically, that's marketing speak to make you want to become emotionally involved and buy it, right? There are other things in this campaign that to me seem questionable, and frankly, this is obviously one of those products where maybe you should wait until they come to market. And in fact, somebody actually had come to market using the same kind of technology. And those things have reviews that you can look at and determine if it would be right for you. And if those extant products are having problems, what makes you think that this one won't? I'd wait, because I don't want to end up in crowdfunding hell.